Hello and welcome to Bibi's cooking show, where I share wholesome and delicious recipes. Today we are going to make the world's best cookie. Let me know if you disagree. Let me know what you think is the world's best cookie in the comments down below. Very curious. But I think this is the best cookie because it lasts for a long time. You don't have to eat it right away. You don't have to reheat it in the oven to enjoy it. It's just ready to be enjoyed, and it just tastes beautiful, and it's just a genius little cookie. Actually, not so little. It can be quite big, shaped like this. And it is called biscotti or Cantucci. I always call it Cantucci, but biscotti is another name for it. Biscotti means like it's twice baked, and that it is. It is twice baked, and we're gonna make it today. It's gonna be a hazelnut version. I think there are also chocolate versions or almond versions, but I like the hazelnut the best. Yeah, and here are the ingredients. Very simple. We do need roasted hazelnuts. I used to always roast them myself, but if you can get them pre-roasted, then you have less work to do. But you can also just roast them yourself and peel off the skin a little bit. Let's get started. Okay, we have 350 grams of white wheat flour here. Actually, a little secret, I added 60 grams of whole wheat flour here because I didn't have enough white wheat flour. But do 100% white wheat flour. And we will put this butter here, which is like 100 grams of butter, room temperature, soft. We will just plop that into the flour. We will massage the butter into the flour with our hands because it feels nice. We're not sensitive. So just do that with your hands. And the reason we're doing that is to prevent the flour from developing gluten when we're mixing. We want this to be a tender, nice, light cookie. So we're just gonna waterproof the flour with some butter. And we will do this until everything here is combined well. We're making like a sort of like a sand texture. You can have your kids do this. I bet they would love this. Okay, that took a little while, but you know, we're easy, we're not stressed. I used both of my hands to kind of rub it together. And now we got this sandy texture. And so the next step is to blend up this sugar here until it's a nice fine powder, because that just helps make the cookie lighter. Let's do that now. Blend it up. And this was 200 grams of raw cane sugar. Okay. Yeah, it makes a little cloud of sugar. Now we just mix this together now. It's good to use a whisk here. And now we just mix this together. Break up any lumps if there are any. Yeah, beautiful. Now we will add a little bit of salt. 1/4 teaspoon of some fine sea salt. And 2 teaspoons, right? Yeah, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Chips. And now we mix again. You really want to make sure the baking powder is evenly distributed here. So mix for a while. Very good, okay. Now we have mixed our dry ingredients, and it is time to now it is time to prepare everything. Turn on the oven so that it's warm when we need it. Bring out the baking sheet with the baking paper. Let's get really prepped. So we turn the oven to 180, and then we will bake the cookie, the giant cookie, well, you'll see, for 10 minutes, then turn down the heat to 160 for 20 minutes. So it bakes for 30 minutes in total as a giant cookie. Alrighty, Heidi. We need 5 eggs for this recipe. We need 4 whole eggs in the dough, plus 1 yolk. And you will set the egg white from 1 egg aside. So let's just separate the 1 egg that we need the egg white for. We will brush the giant cookie with the egg white before we bake it. And sprinkle it with some sugar as well. So, see if we succeed here. Yep. Now we will chop these hazelnuts just roughly. We don't want them to be in tiny pieces because we also want some whole that we can slice through and get a nice, beautiful cut of the hazelnuts in the cookie. And this is like 150 grams of hazelnuts. Okay, that's good enough. It's best to add the hazelnuts in the very end because they have a tendency to get flour stuck in their little hole. This is very nice. A little bit of dust, nut dust, that's just perfect. Because all this nut flour dust will give the cookie a very nice hazelnut flavor. Okay, now it is time to add the eggs and the vanilla extract. We have 1 egg yolk that will go in here, and then the rest we will add. Now we will switch to a spatula as well. But yeah, let me finish this. Local farmers market eggs, as you can see here. A bit of dirt, a bit of farm. Okay, and then just get this whisk out of here. And we grab a whisk, much better. We add some vanilla extract. We have 1 teaspoon. This is half a teaspoon, so this is 1. Chips. All right, and now we just mix this up. Break up the yolks. And we don't have to be super careful because we did do the waterproofing of the flour, so that is good. Yeah, we're just mixing the eggs sort of together here. Takes a little while. Okay, getting there. Now we can start adding the hazelnuts. Yes, in they go. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. Oh, this is such a good cookie. Okay, that's it. That's all the mixing we're gonna do. And now we will shape our giant cookie. So now we're just gonna pour all of this onto here, and we will use this little spatula guy to help us shape it a little bit. We need a bowl of water here as well, just to help us get this into a beautiful, nice log. Oof. Yo. Of course, you can do 2 logs as well and have shorter cookies, but I think it's easier to just do 1 log, you know. And then you just have those beautiful, beautiful long Cantucci cookies. Yeah, so here we go. We're just gonna wet our hands. Just make sure your hands are wet. And now we just press this into a log. And we will use the spatula a bit. Actually, it needs to be wet as well. Yeah, this guy needs to be wet as well. So this part is a little bit messy, you know. You have to just accept it. Actually, it's best to just use your hands. You don't need that spatula thing. It's just make sure you're cleaning your hands in between so that it doesn't stick. It will also change shape a little bit. We are pretty much there. Maybe we need it to be a little bit flatter. Actually, yes, we need it to be a little bit flatter. Because this cookie will also rise. You don't want it to be too thick here. And don't go to the sides all the way because it will also, yeah, it will spread out a little bit. But I think this is approximately good. We will just brush this now with our egg white, like that. We will just gently brush it. And then we just sprinkle it with some sugar. That little coarse sugar. That will give a very nice sweet crust. Okay. Now it's time to bake it for 10 minutes on 180 degrees Celsius. And then we turn the heat down to 160 and continue for another 20 minutes. And the way you know it's ready is that it's firm to touch and golden brown. Okay, let's go. So, my darlings, it is, as promised, golden brown and firm to touch. And right now it doesn't look very beautiful, but it will be beautiful once we slice it into the Cantucci cookies. Now we will let this cool down completely, and only then can we slice into it. And then we will dry it, sort of, in the oven again for the second bake. I added like 5-ish minutes to this bake, so it baked for 35 minutes approximately. But we will be back when the cookie, the giant cookie, has cooled down. Okay, the cookie has cooled down, sort of. I need to catch the daylight, but it's fine. So now it's time to do the scary part. Well, it's actually lifting off quite nicely here. We will transfer this to the cutting board. I'll be using a knife like this to slice the cookie. So, we're gonna slice our cookies and we will do them as straight as we can. You want them not too thick, but also not too thin, you know? Like this thick, approximately, you want to slice. The ends you can kind of discard, or you can use them as like a test because they will not be as beautiful. Okay, not very straight. Didn't do a great job. Yeah, I know I have a very strange system with my oven. This is the only baking tray that I use. Sometimes I make things work too well. I don't know how to say it. I work with what I have, you know? This one is weird, not very straight. They will look much better once they have baked again. But honestly, I think I chopped the hazelnuts a little bit too much. I barely have any hole. Oh, sad. But yeah, we just line them here for our second bake. Ooh, this fell off. I can taste it. Okay, let's do this a little better here. By the way, these cookies are way too long. I mean, okay, you can totally enjoy a long one, but you know, maybe make 2 logs out of this dough. I don't know. It's a very long cookie. It's a lot of cookie. They aren't very sweet though. You can easily eat a whole cookie like this. Okay. Wow, I can barely fit them. Okay. This will just have to do. So I turned the oven to 140 and we will bake them actually for 20 minutes on 140, 20 minutes on 160-ish. You know, pay attention. You can always open the oven, keep opening the oven and check them. And they should be golden brown on top. And they should really get golden brown, you know? And you can check them as many times as you like because they are not baking, they're just drying and browning. So in they go for like 40 minutes in total. Okay, let's go for it. Oh, look at those. These have browned very well, a bit more on this side than this side, but that's just the nature of home baking. Things are not perfect, which is beautiful. Anyway, let's have a bite of those. They look so yummy. Okay, let's try them. They're not fully cooled down, but I really want to catch the daylight. So they might crunch up a little bit more, but they are almost dry. I mean, they're almost cold. Let's try. Really good crunch. You want a bite, babe? Wow, they're just so lovely. I love the flavor. They have this unique eggy vanilla hazelnut flavor. Really love it. There's not a lot of butter in here, so they're not very greasy. They're just so delightful. Very good. Okay, I'm not gonna eat this whole thing because we're gonna have dinner soon. So thank you for watching. And yeah, I'm excited to hear about your favorite cookie, the world's best cookie in your opinion. And I will see you next time for another episode. Okay, bye.